Hi, I'm Ray Stevenson, and I'm in charge of developer relations for Qualcomm's AI Inference Cloud. And I want to show you today a partner of ours, Surascale, which is actually running our AI 100 Ultra cards. And this is how they actually provide the inference suite, which I covered in our last video. And so we're going to take a walkthrough of what this platform offers as a developer, so you can see what the experience is like after you sign up with Surascale. So as you can see here, there's a lot of different things that you can create. When you land on the home page, you actually have the ability to build custom agents. You can access the community. You can chat with top models. It's kind of the same thing that we talked about in the last video where we covered what the inference suite includes, but this is the actual running instance of it. This is the GUI, the user interface that you have access to. So here's a couple different examples where you can do that. But if you go down here on the left, you can actually see chat. So if you want to do something from inside chat, you actually have the ability to choose a model. So there's some different models installed on this particular instance. Here you can see we have Llama 3.18b. That's going to be the fastest model. You could probably run that on a local PC with enough RAM. But you also have access to much larger models like the 70 billion parameter model here. And so if I go ahead and choose that and I say pick a sample question, it will go ahead and generate that. And while it's doing that, there you go. See, it came up pretty quickly. If I chose a different model, it would of course do the same thing, but maybe at a different speed. We also have images here. We also offer a couple different image models currently installed. But again, as I mentioned before, it's not limited to these models. We can actually choose other models and optimize them for the Qualcomm Cloud Inference Accelerator. This just happens to be what's installed here, so you get a sense of what it's like as a developer. So we have one installed here. We have the SDXL Turbo. So let's go ahead and try this with a dense rainforest with a hiking trail. And image generation on this model is pretty fast, and those are pretty decent looking images of a trail like that. We also have the ability to do embeddings here. Again, if you take some sample text, there's a couple different embedding models here as a sample. And you say generate embeddings, what you expect is that you're going to have a bunch of numbers. So embedding is very fast. And you can see this is just a set of numbers which represent a vector of where this text sits relative to other text. And you could store that in a vector database. As a developer, there's a couple different places you can go here. So on the left here, we have the Python SDK, as I mentioned before. In the Python SDK, here's some sample code that shows you how to use that. And on the right, you have the REST API, and there's a sample there as well. But if you scroll down a little bit, you actually have two links here. One goes to the SDK documentation and the other to the REST API reference. Continuing our tour, if you look at tutorials, we have a number of samples here that were created by members of the community that show how to build a couple different solutions. We also have some code samples towards the bottom where you can see them right inline in the browser. So this first one here will actually go retrieve the available models that are installed. So if I run that, you'll get a list of all the currently installed models on this particular server. And this list down here actually matches what you will see on the left. If I go down here to the models overview, you'll actually see the same list of models. However, in this instance, you actually get to see how many tokens per second or tokens per minute you have available to you, as well as like if I choose one here with tokens, you can actually see the limits per hour, per minute, per day for each one of these. And you can also see your usage. So just continuing on from the models, you actually see how many credits you've used. You actually get some free credits when you sign up, which turns out to be quite a lot of tokens to try out. And you can see that I just tried out these three models here. So this was the encoding one, this is the Llama 3.1, this is the LLM, and this is the image generation token. So you can see I'm just here using it for this sample. And then pricing. Pricing, of course, can change over time, but if you're curious about the price that's currently being charged for using these different models, this is where you would go to find it. And this, of course, as I expect, will change. If you're interested in agentic AI, we have a number of different sample agents here. So let's go take a look at this stock watch agent here. So if you click here, it actually says, enter a stock ticker. So let's just try Qualcomm, since that's where I work, and we'll just do a year since that would be more fun. This is using the 70 billion model, and if I go ahead and say analyze, you can see it comes back pretty fast, and it actually shows you the stock performance over the last year. And eventually, if we waited, you'd get the news events that go with this agent. There's also an FAQ section here, which gives you some guidance about how to use this. And as you can see, a handy link to the Discord server, which was mentioned in a prior video. So that is a complete tour of the Surascale Inference Cloud, which is running the Qualcomm AI Inference Suite. Hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to meeting you in a future video. Thank you very much.